Alright guys, welcome back to another video. This is the weekly comic review. I'm not going to waste your time, I'm excited to get into these books, so let's go. First up we have One World Under Doom. This is issue 1 of 9, the new big Marvel event of the year. It's written by R.B. Silver and the art is done by Ryan North. Now the book opens up on this flag of Latveria, obviously where Doom is like the king, and he's doing the speech. It starts where Bloodhunt left us. Doctor Doom is Sorcerer Supreme, and now we find out he's literally taken over the world. He has every single world leader on his side now, and he's promised to make the world a better place. And to be honest, if you didn't know any better, you would think, yeah, he's got some good points. You'd be behind him. He's basically saying he wants to build schools, he wants the world to unite, free healthcare for everyone, all the good stuff. But you know, this is Doctor Doom. It's all going to come with a catch. And you just know it's not what it seems. The same way that he took Sorcerer Supreme from Doctor Strange. He made a promise, didn't specify the promise really, and he's kept it. He said he'll give it back. He hasn't yet. If he will, I don't know. Now, everyone seems to be on board with his ideas. Everyone around the world. And you would, because it sounds good, but obviously the Avengers, they know better. And this is when they start theorising what could be happening around the world. As you can see in this cool double page spread here, got all the Avengers, some other superheroes in there like Spider-Man and Squirrel Girl, and they just start coming up with plans as to what could be happening around the world. They suggest magic, but Scarlet Witch can't detect any magic. Spider-Man says, could it be mind controlled, replaced by Doombots, and he's onto something there. And they get interrupted with a message from Black Widow, who we find out is already in Latveria, sort of scoping out the area. And then they lose signal after talking to her, so Invisible Woman decides she's going to make an invisible jet, all from her mind, and they fly to Latveria on it. And then we get a broadcast from Baron Zemo, and he goes against Doom. He plans to invade them, but then he almost appears to change his mind in a later broadcast. He says he was mistaken, and he's actually next to Doom, saying they're in full support. Him and Hydra are all going to support Doom. Doom sort of outlines what's going to happen, as you can see in the cool little artwork there. And the Avengers find the location of that broadcast, and obviously they go straight to it. They find Baron Zemo, and they have this big fight with all the Hydra agents, and there's some very cool artwork here. Now Cap is very smart here. He asks Zemo what does he know about the date of October 1st, 1945, and Zemo just doesn't mean anything to him, and that's when he knows he's a Doombot. Because October 1st, 1945 was the date that Hydra was founded. Obviously, Cap knows that from his World War II days. Zemo should know that because he's obviously in charge of Hydra, but he doesn't. And so Cap literally takes his head off with a shield. And that's where it's revealed to be a Doombot. So from this we can sort of guess, I guess, that all of the world leaders have also been killed and turned into Doombots, so that Doom gets his own way pretty much. So it's very, very sketchy. And so the Avengers released a broadcast exposing what Doom's done. But Doom, being Doom, has planned for all of this. He kind of twists their words, saying, well, he's finally defeated Hydra, something the Avengers have been trying to do for ever since World War II. And to be honest, he's still got a strong argument for keeping his power as world leader. And it leaves us on this page with the hand of Doom out and the pedestrian saying only Doom can save us. So the public are on his side. They might even turn against the Avengers. You don't know for trying to go against Doom. But a very good issue 1. I'm excited for the other 8. And next up, what I read was Moon Knight issue 5. This is written by Jed MacKay and the art is done by Devmalia Pramanik. Now, as promised in the last issue, Moon Knight and Fairchild step into the boxing ring, and you get some very cool artwork here of them two fighting out, especially of that page. And Moon Knight just goes crazy on him. To be honest, it looks like he's going to win this fight with ease. And then we cut to Tigra and Reese taking out they do have a name, the Electric Horsemen, who come through every year, and they're just kind of defeating them, easy stuff. But you can see the rage in Tigra while she's fighting. And you get a very cool panel here where Reese confronts her about the way she's feeling, saying you need to sort it between Mark between you and Mark. You've been superheroes so long that it's kind of screwed up the way you process your emotions. So that's when they head underground to try and find Mark. Obviously he's in the ring fighting Fairchild at the minute. Some more cool artwork. You get Stephen Grant spectating there, as well as Jake Lockley in another panel. And then this page is kind of where the tide turns in the fight. He just kind of shrugs Moon Knight off of him. Moon Knight's in shock, like, how have you done that? And then Tigra and the Midnight Mission crew head underground to try and find Mark. I think I've already said that. But they come across someone who's chained up. Now, I can't remember if this is from a last issue or we should know him. But I can't remember. But that's what it looks like there. And that's where we leave the Midnight Mission crew. We go back to the fight, and Moon Knight realises there was this bit between Moon Knight and Khonshu where Moon Knight says about all the times he's been resurrected, but he still has the scars. Moon Knight says, yeah, they're your... Khonshu says, they are your lessons, they are your education. And Khonshu points out Fairchild doesn't have any scars. And we realise he's an Asgardian, with Moon Knight defeated on the floor. And that's where the issue is left. After that, we have Spider-Man 67. This is written by Justina Ireland, and the art is done by Andrea Bracado. Now, if you're reading this, you'll know that in the last issue, Spider-Man just kind of gives up. He's shown the fate of everyone he loves. Everyone dies, and he just kind of goes, well, what's the point? Everyone dies. I save them, and it just kind of prolongs their life. It doesn't do anything really. And so Scott Summers' X-Men have taken over from Spider-Man, and they try and defeat the Covenant. Now Juggernaut actually defeats one, which kind of just shows how powerful Juggernaut is. He even makes him yield. And then after that, this is where we get the kind of main focus of the story, I think. So Doctor Strange visits Peter Parker in his apartment, and he's sat there lazily. He's got coffee in his hand or tea, something. And Strange tells Peter just why everything is so important, and he mentions the Blight. This is something that can destroy life on Earth as we know it. It's revealed that Doctor Strange made the bargain with Cyttorak to keep the Light at bay. In return, Cyttorak would receive a covenant to challenge Earth's champion. Now I believe it's the Sorcerer Supreme who would choose the Earth's champion. In this book, Doctor Doom chose Spider-Man. Now it's because obviously he's Sorcerer Supreme, as you know from One World Under Doom and Blood Hunt. So Doctor Strange is kind of powerless in this. But he does tell Peter if the Covenant wins, the Blight will be released, and it will destroy all life on Earth, leaving their souls to rot, which is a fate far worse than death. And after that little pep talk, we actually see Calyx again, who was from last issue or issue before, and he kills his brother. Just puts his fist to his heart, just like that. And he goes on to defeat the Juggernaut as well, which no man could do. He stops him while he's running, which obviously just doesn't happen. So we know this guy's powerful. He's got some serious power, and he's next in line. He kind of puts himself forward to challenge Earth's champion. But the question is, who shows up for this? Will it be the X-Men still, or does Peter Parker finally change his mind and do the right thing, turns to Spider-Man? If I'm honest, I don't like the fact that Peter Parker's given up, because the whole thing about Spider-Man is he's always outpowered, he's always against the odds, but no matter what, he doesn't give up. So to see him actually give up, I mean, I know he's done it before in Spider-Man No More, that's the iconic storyline, but something like this, I just feel like he would not give up on. But let me know what you think in the comments below to that. And the last book I read this week was Deadpool 11. This is written by Cody Ziegler, and the art is done by Andrea Di Vito. Now this continues exactly where we last left off in the issue before. Deadpool has his scope on Spider-Man, and he does actually shoot him. He gets him in the shoulder while he's swinging, and he falls down to the floor. They go to follow him to get the job finished. But this is where we find out he's not actually Spider-Man, and you can kind of tell in this art piece here where he's getting hit. He's quite big. He's not got the same proportions as Miles Morales. So anyway, they meet him on the ground, and he just starts to grow, as you can see there. And it's not... Now you might, if you read Miles Morales, you'll know where this is going. It's not Miles, it's actually Shift. I've seen Shift before, I've not read Miles Morales, but I know he's kind of just like a big Spider-Man. That's kind of all I know about him. So Ellie and Deadpool are kind of thinking what to do with the body. Do we kind of make it look like it is Spider-Man? Do we do the right thing? I'll let you decide who says which bit. It's pretty obvious. But while they're debating this, the actual Miles Morales Spider-Man comes in this two-page spread and just kicks Deadpool square in the face. And there's this cool fight scene between them both. Miles kind of checks up on Shift, see if he's alright first. Some cool art there where they're fighting. It's revealed that Miles has adamantium webbing, which kind of destroys Wade's sword. And Miles is winning this fight by a country mile. So Ellie kind of says, look, we need to start working together here. So they come up with a plan where Ellie is actually able to knee him in the face through the power of teamwork. And Spider-Man just says, yeah, that's enough. No more hits on me. And he pulls out a sword. Why has Spider-Man got a sword? I've not read Miles Morales, so there could be a good reason. But I'm thinking there's this big arc over Death Grip, how Death Grip obviously killed Deadpool. Deadpool wants to get him back. They're doing these morally, like not even in the grey zone, like full-on bad guy jobs to get money to buy weapons to kill this guy, this Death Grip guy. So Deadpool can't kill Spider-Man. It just wouldn't work. So I'm thinking, is that sword going to be used to kill Death Grip? Let me know what you're thinking below, in the comments below. Anyway guys, that is that for this episode. I hope you enjoyed it. What was your favourite comic of the week? Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. It helps me out massively, and I'll see you in the next one.